y'all a little bit about how things can kind of get a little rough in our own personal lives if we continue to put ourselves last. If we continue to make, everyone else and everything else a priority, and we don't use that same energy in making ourselves a priority. I was talking to someone earlier today, and I was saying, you're putting a lot of energy into what, talking about what someone else is doing, talking about how they're moving and grooving and things, and they are not putting that same energy into you. They are putting all of their energy into what they feel is going to be best for them. And the sad part about it is sometimes in relationships, one person is making the effort for the relationship while the other person is only making the effort for themselves. They're only making the effort or putting in effort when it benefits them and them only, and not for the sake of the relationship as a whole. My question to you is, are the relationships that you're cultivating, do they last simply because you put yourself last? Do those relationships only last because you're putting yourself last? Not because, you thought you were selfless in the relationship and they're selfless in the relationship, but are those relationships only lasting because you have to keep putting yourself on the back burner for them, to make them feel good about themselves, to make them feel good about, who they are in your life, to make them feel good about wherever this relationship is going? Do you have to always take a back seat in the relationship? Why you can't be upfront with them? Why can't y'all be a team? Why can't y'all be, building together? Why can't it be a group and a team effort? Sometimes we have to reset the relationship because things can kind of get off balance. We're coming through a pandemic. Things have to be adjusted in the household. Things have to be adjusted in how we interact with people, how we spend time with people, how we balance our relationships with our friends, with, our co-workers, with our business partners, with our mentors, with our children, with our families. And so sometimes things can get a little off kilter, but it's always important to bring it back to resetting. Because if we don't bring it back to reset, it'll stay off kilter to the point where you realize your relationship is so far away from what you envisioned it to be, and you don't know how to get it back. My goal for you is for you to know exactly what is it that you want in all of your relationships, even in your friendships. Do you want vulnerability in your friendships? Are you the only one that's being vulnerable in your friendships? Okay, in my friendships, there's a certain level of vulnerability that we both have to have. We both have to be able to pour into each other, and it needs to be reciprocal in how much vulnerability we are and we're sharing with each other. When it becomes when one person is just telling all their business and the other person just sitting there soaking up all the tea and eating popcorn, 9 times out of 10, your vulnerability, you being vulnerable, that relationship is going to be tested, because you're going to be thinking, okay, I'm always the vulnerable one in the relationship. Why don't they feel comfortable enough with me to be vulnerable with me? What is wrong here? What is wrong in this relationship? Why is this relationship not reciprocal? Okay, all of your relationships should be reciprocal in some way, shape, or form. You can't be the only one doing all the pouring. When you are evaluating your relationships, are you always sacrificing? Are you always the one that has to compromise? Are you always the one that's saying, okay, we'll do whatever you want to do. We'll just do whatever you want to do so you could be happy. Are you nursing spoiled brats in your relationship? Are you babysitting people in your relationship? Because here's the deal. We are all adults here, right? I don't have any teenagers on here. I don't have any, elementary kids on here. This is a group for adult women. So for adult women, we are not entering into relationships with friends and romantic relationships where we're babysitting them. That's not what we should be doing. They already should have had that done, and their mama was the one that was supposed to help them with the growing up aspect of it. So when you find yourself in a relationship where you feel like you're doing more of the babysitting, or this person is just kind of like a brat, then you have to really evaluate and say, you know what, this is not going to be very fruitful for me because I don't feel like that I'm getting anything out of this relationship. I don't feel like I'm being protected or that I am getting any value here. I'm providing the value, but I'm not receiving any value. So when you're evaluating your relationships, make sure that you're not putting yourself last all the time. You know, there's times where, you know, you do sacrifice and you humble out, but then there's times where it should be that, you know, what do you want to do? They should be asking, well, what do you want to do, Jania? Well, what do you want to do, Sharon? What do you want to do? We want to do what you want to do. You know, this is about you. You know, we do what I wanted to do last week. Now we got to do something that we need to do something that what's going to make you happy. What's going to make you feel like you're special in this relationship, because you are. You're valuable in this relationship. Make sure you have a circle of people where you're valuable in the relationship and they make sure that you know that you're valuable in the relationship. Stop putting yourself last all the time. Stop exerting all of this energy for people to live their best life off of, and you feeling exhausted and drained. Billy Ann, you don't need to feel exhausted and drained all the time. You need people that's going to pour into you and make you feel like you a superstar. You know, from time to time, to call you and say, hey girl, I just want to make sure you know that you rock, that you got this, that you're an amazing woman. You're an amazing woman of God. You're an amazing mom. You're an amazing person. Thank you for being my friend. We as women need to get in the habit of acknowledging our sister's crown. We've got to get in the habit of acknowledging, you know what, she has a crown too. You know, acknowledging the crown that our husbands wear, or you know, our husbands. Acknowledging, if you have a husband, if he has a crown on, hopefully he does. Hopefully you got a good one. If he has a crown on, acknowledging the crown that he wears. Because there's a saying that says heavy is the head that wears the crown. They have to battle certain things in society already. And so you coming by and saying, hey girl, that crown look good on you. That crown look good on you, sister. Okay? That crown look good on you, husband. You know, saying that to someone can make their day. Having someone say that to you can make your entire day. I challenge you all to say that to somebody today. Say that to your friend. Say that to your neighbor. Say that to your daughter. Say that to your mom. Say that to them today. And I bet you they will light up. I bet you they will light up. All right? So before I let y'all go, y'all make sure y'all follow my YouTube channel and subscribe. I have some amazing things popping off over there. I am actually getting ready to be a co-host on the show that starts this summer. So I'm super excited about that. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe, my dears, because that channel is about to be rocking and popping. So anyway, I love you all with the love of the Lord. Y'all know I do. And I just wanted to drop that nugget in your spirit to make sure you're just not allowing the relationships to last because you're putting yourself last. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid to say no. No is a whole sentence, okay? And don't be afraid to use it. Don't be afraid to say no. That's part of healthy relationships. That's part of healthy conversation. Saying the word no. Saying the word no. I don't agree. I don't agree. You don't have to agree with everybody. You don't have to agree with everybody, but you can, you know, that doesn't have to destroy the relationship because you don't agree. You know, healthy relationships require people that don't agree on everything, okay? Because your perspective may be way better than my perspective, honey, and I need to hear your perspective, Billy Anderson. I need to hear your perspective because your perspective, you know, maybe just 10 times better than my thought process about it. We need to get used to, you know, people not agreeing with everything we think and say. All right. So anyway, that was a whole nother nugget. I'm not going to be on here much longer. So y'all continue to have an amazing evening and make sure you go follow the YouTube channel. Okay.